Listen, mister, you and I need to talk. Hello, everyone. Bront, CatHerder here. We're having some fun talking Raid Shadow Legends, and I need to call out somebody to talk. Not anybody in the audience. I need to call out Derrick, aka our clan boss. This dude right over here in the clan boss has been an absolute jerk to me. I have been getting nothing from the clan boss. It has been a very, very big dry spell, as you can see here by the fact that I have 3 sacred shards. Now, 2 of those sacred shards are from Doom Tower. That means that in the past 2 weeks, I have gotten 0 sacred shards from the clan boss. It's a drought. It happens. RNG, gonna RNG at times. To be fair, my free-to-play has started picking back up. So again, I don't think it's a major drought. I don't think that they have actually been targeting this specifically. I don't think that Polarium has something to say they're going to dry out the clan boss. And in particular, Polarium has been very, very generous with the summon rush. So if we go here to the summon rush here and pull this down a little bit so you can see it right over my head, we need 2,000 points for 5 fragments, which is honestly all I probably need on this account. But if I want to get these extra 10 and make sure that I get the fusion done, maybe get some extra fragments for mod, I need to pull 6 and maybe another one. If I pull another one, I get the Radiant Sun Lily here. And of course, we look at the points for these shards here. Well, 500 points here, 200 points for primals. Primals are the next best way as far as just efficiency and as well as spending is concerned. That would be the way to go if I were to spend on this particular event. I am not going to be spending on this particular event. If I'm going to be spending on these turtle events, I am going to be spending for one of the guaranteed turtle events on this account. And to be fair, Polarium, I'm willing to spend. Just, make sure the event is something that I feel it's worth spending for, and I will spend on an account. I'll make a video about it, and I am not against spending in certain areas where it is targeted, and I really like to spend when it's something that is a guaranteed, and so that's why an event like a guaranteed turtle for soul stones or for other shard types is something I would actually think about spending on. So with that said, you guys are here to watch me pull shards, so let's go pull some shards. All right, so I am not going to wait for the clan boss here. Maybe I should. Maybe the clan boss is going to be really nice to me this weekend. But honestly, I think I wouldn't mind stacking up some sacreds for further events down the road as well. Because again, if I don't have to spend, I don't necessarily want to spend. Just because I'm willing to doesn't mean I'm going to spend. So here on my account, I am looking for Al Gore here. He invented the internet and he has block damage. And if you get that joke, you're probably old and American. But, he is a okay champion, but he's the only one here I don't have on the account. I've got a bells. I don't really use my bells that much. He's not bad, but I just don't use him on this account. I used him on my old alt. He was great there. In fact, he was a staple of one of my better Hydra teams, but I just don't need him on this account. I've got an Artec. I don't need to empower my Artec. I've got a Gracchos. I've never built them yet. I've got a Korgar. I probably do need to build him, but I don't need a dupe. So Alsgore is the one I don't have. I do have Jetney, and I think Algore may actually help me with my, actually, to be fair, my Barbarians is one of my best factions, so I don't think I need that. And then the Epic, I honestly don't really care which Epic I get, so that's not really that exciting. But we are going to be pulling 3 Sacred Shards and then 10 Primals, and that's going to get me exactly to 3,500 points I need to get to where I want to go. Is pulling primals the best option? Probably not. For an early game account, it might be a little bit better because you have an increased chance of getting epics and legendaries from primals, and you're not likely to get a mythical anytime soon. I have been blessed by the amount of mythicals I have gotten from primal shards. It took me a while to get my first one, but since then it has been raining mythicals for me. So I don't mind just eating 10 of these, hoping that RNGesus is great to me, and if he's not, you know what, that is sacrificial for the next time I get a chance to pull primal shards here. But I don't really want to spend. I don't want to spend a lot of time waiting to see if clan boss is going to help me, and I know that getting me these 10 primal shards here is going to get me exactly what I want. So it's the decision I'm making. It may not be a great decision. I may come to regret it, but we'll see. But honestly, you know what I'm not going to regret? Drinking this Pepsi here. Absolutely amazing. And if they sponsored me, I would push it even more. Come on, dudes. Let's get that sponsorship going. So grab your lucky drink. Let's wish for some RNGesus stuff, and let's yeet 10 of these primals. Ooh, that's not exciting. That's not exciting at all. Nope, not exciting at all. As unfortunately, you kind of figure from Red Ancients, as they might be called. Hey, I got 2 epics out of it. Yay. But honestly, it's kind of what I expected, so that's fine. On the other hand, we've got 3 Sacreds here, and I expect nothing but epics from 3 Sacreds too. Yes. But you know what? There's always that hope that we get something interesting, and maybe I might even get my Alsgore here. There are plenty of other affinity champions I would love. Just of note as well, I cannot get Donatello or Michelangelo, but Raphael is in the pool as well, so maybe I could get myself a Raphael. That would be kind of cool. Come on, Pepsi. Let's bless this account, get something kind of cool. There's a legendary, and that is Deliana. Okay, I like Deliana. I think Deliana is a very good progression champ. Honestly, I've used her in some other stuff as well recently. In fact, I tried using her in Faction Wars, and I've used her in Faction Wars occasionally. She's a fun champion. She's really good for a lot of curated content where you can't use a lot of other champions. And she is 100% a dupe because she was a free login champion. In fact, I think she was the first non-collaboration free login champion we ever got. So we got Ninja, we got Alexander, aka Simple, and then we got Deliana. Is she great? No. Is she bad? No, she's actually pretty solid. She is all about AoE. She's got the AoE A1 here with some leech. That is actually a very good A1. This can do a decent amount of damage based on her HP. So you make her super tanky. And even if you don't build her with crit, she'll do an okay amount of damage. You build her with some crit, she'll do good amount of damage. You can build her in a stun set and you can control the waves very well. So that's a great way to deal with the waves. I think mine's in Provoke because I was using her in a Hydra team at one point in time. Another good build for her as well. That's very helpful for Faction Wars. She's got an A2 with the decreased resistance. It is placing a 75% chance, bookable 100% chance of placing that for 2 turns. If the target is under block buffs, debuffs, also applies a debuff spread, taking any decreased resistance and spreading it to everybody else. And then she has an AoE that places block buffs, and then she will either heal people or she will fill her turn meter if for some reason she got resisted on this block buffs. So basically, good outcome for her overall. Keeps her alive, and then she's got the leech here to keep other people alive. Very, very tanky. And then her passive means that she's very, very easy to build because if you build her with a ton of HP, she gets a ton of accuracy out of it as well. So let's just say if you build her with, 80,000 HP, which is not unreasonable for her, well, that is an extra 160 accuracy. So it is so much easier to build her with low accuracy and get the extra accuracy from that HP, making her significantly easier to build for early game accounts. And then she puts strengthen buff on allies if she hits less than 50%. Strengthen's a great way to keep people alive as well. So again, good champion. We're talking upper B tier. Not a great champion, not what this account is looking for. That is 100% a dupe. I don't know if that is a triplet or not. We'll take a look at my Faction Guardians for the High Elves and see if there's somebody I'm going to empower or otherwise shift around, or maybe that's going to get me 10% speed. I don't think that's going to get me 10% extra speed or 10 points of extra speed because I think I just finished my Faction Guardians with Shiramani recently as well. But we got 2 more and we got gold. So, hey, I cannot complain too much. I mean, I still can and I still probably will because I'm a YouTuber and that's what we do. But let's have some fun and pull something cool. Ooh, Siege Hulk. This guy is a beast. He is so big. So big. Decent champion. Gives you decreases target turn meter if they're under decreased defense or decreased speed. A1 can do some decent damage. Increase attack of this champion for 2 turns, then attacks all enemies. 75% chance of placing decreased defense, 100% chance when booked. He's a decreased defense champion that absolutely nukes and is absolutely squishy. So you need some damage. Siege Hulk is not a bad option for you. In fact, he's not a bad option for you to build for hard faction wars if you're really struggling for damage. Now, there are better decreased defense champions in the Ogre, and specifically Ugo is a better champion overall. But if you need some damage, you could do worse than a Siege Hulk. And then finally, he places an increased crit rate and an increased crit damage buff on this champion for 2 turns that attacks 1 enemy. Also can put decreased speed up as well. If you've got him ascended, it's fine. It hits decently hard. He's an old school, does enough damage to make him relevant, not necessarily a top tier builds champion for you. So yeah, not super exciting. I've actually not really fooled around with one, but I know several people that swear by Siege Hulk, and I can see why. And I've seen some of the damage I've seen him do. He's a good-ish epic, if that's what I was looking for on this account, which I'm not. So we're gonna pull another champion. Hopefully we're gonna pull another legendary. Come on, Polarium. And that is Ator, who honestly doesn't have a lot of redeeming. 2 times at random, provoke, counterattack on him, attacks an enemy, chance to provoke with the counterattack. There's some synergy here, but the fact that this isn't an AoE just makes him kind of bad. If they made this an AoE, he suddenly would be kind of interesting. You know, and the fact that it requires a critical hit for him to put the counterattack on means that he's not great versus waves. Just not good. He's got a passive only when Kali is on the team. So no, just do not invest in an Ator. He is a faction guardian at best, and food more likely for most people. So there we go. Let's go check out my stop it. I just told you I'm not spending stuff. Let's go take a look and see what's going on with my elf faction guardians here. So anybody here I am feeling like I want to empower. I already have one of you guys empowered and I used both of you, so no. I could empower you. I could actually get myself a +2 Tatura. I could give myself a +2 Rowanus. That would be interesting, actually. As an option as well. Or I could empower my Deliana, who's not a horrible champion to have either. So I'll make some decisions on that, and we'll see how that goes. I'm honestly kind of leaning towards maybe going with Rowanus because he does some decent damage, and that could be an interesting empowerment. But we'll take a look. We'll see. In fact, I've got two of them as 6 stars. Is kind of interesting. Probably just a champion training thing. So, but we got everything we needed to get everything I wanted from the Summon Rush. So that is absolutely amazing. I appreciate you guys hanging around. You guys are absolutely awesome. You know, wonderful, wonderful community. One of the best communities here in Raid. Hopefully your shard pulls went well. Hopefully Derrick, the clan boss, has been absolutely nice to you. And if not, just tell him I'm watching him. And I told him to be nice to you and give you the shards you need to complete these fusions. So, hey, let's, keep having fun playing Raid. I appreciate you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing, as I mentioned before. Hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. And hopefully you're going to get some amazing legendary, probably something better than what I got, or at least a champion that would be helpful. If Deliana would help you, I wish I could give you my Deliana. Unfortunately, that's just not how this works. So, hey, until the next video, I am Bront, CatHerder.